Nobody. Oh, I love it. Alright, good morning folks. This is Mike Cayley 7. Coming to you on April 16th, 2017. From beautiful Willow Spring, North Carolina. Not to be confused with Willow Springs, North Carolina. That's a different county. This is not a town, it is just an administrative area. Probably soon to be annexed by Fuquay. Not that you need to know any of this. Temperature this morning is a balmy 80 degrees. No, I can't be right. I would say it's about 76, maybe less. 74. At least that's what the breeze feels like coming through my jacket. To clarify, the jacket I'm wearing from the last video where I talked about it a little bit, it's a Harley Davidson, I believe I said Ironwood pre-stressed leather or something, but I have it because it's a good spring into summer jacket. I can convert it to a vest. The shoulder pads and elbow pads wouldn't do me any good then, but at least I'd have something, I guess. I've got on the jeans again. The jeans are not Harley jeans, they're from Cycle Gear. And they're the Ironworker pants from, I guess Built is their brand. Built, B-I-L-T. I had a troll comment yesterday, which is funny, because in the video I said, no trolls lately, and then bam, it's like I was asking for one. And the guy said something about how my product review was terrible, and my video was boring, and I was bragging about having 2,000 subscribers. Bragging. So, at the time, I'm half asleep. I just said, bye, asshole, and blocked him. But I think what I would have rather said, and what I'm hoping I'll say to others in the future when they come at me with that, is, I know, right? I completely suck. My product reviews are not like Revzilla. They're not detailed and up close and showing you in high definition the product that I'm talking about. I barely mention them. My videos are boring. I just ride around on a motorcycle and I talk. That's about it. But I would disagree with bragging. I wasn't bragging about having 2,000 subscribers. If anything, I think it's ridiculous that I have 2,000 subscribers. I'm grateful and I'm humbled, but I'm not bragging. It's just an accident of history that I ended up having this many people watch me. You do something long enough, you accrue that kind of following, I guess. And I guess people get it. You know, if you get it, you get it. You know, I do the same kind of stuff, so that's why I like watching. Apparently there's a lot of people out there who like to ride a motorcycle and talk about stuff. So any future trolls, I'll just say, hey, I get it. You know, this is not professionally polished. This is not slick. This is just a dude on a motorcycle with basic camera technology. Nothing fancy. I don't even know the name of these gloves. If you go to Amazon.com and you type in Kevlar police gloves, I guess. HWI, it says on the outside of this thing. I don't know what that stands for, but there you go. If you want to look up the gloves, go ahead. But most people say, well, that's not a proper motorcycle glove because it doesn't have impact resistance. Well, no, it doesn't. but it does have abrasion resistance. And if somebody shoots laser beams at me, I can do like Darth Vader and just absorb them into my hand, because I have Kevlar. Han Solo would be so unhappy to see me. Taking you guys to a nice little place today. It's called Bass Lake. I'm going to walk around the lake, get some exercise in. It's a beautiful day. I'm taking advantage of it. So there you go. Almost full tank of gas. I'm good. I'm good. This other guy said that I rode my motorcycle like I was afraid of it when I got that stage 1 upgrade on the old bike. I said, well, you should go watch the Devil's Whip video. I'm not quite as timid on that video, I don't think. But that's just me. One man's timid is another man's brave, I guess. I don't know. I ride it the way I ride it. I'm not out here to prove anything. Alright, so let's talk about a topic here. As I carefully and gingerly negotiate this corner, I hate going over this white line because this is where all kinds of nasty stuff exists. Okay, so let's talk about time. I was watching Doctor Who last night, and it got me thinking about time. And also, Clem Salvadori wrote an article about time recently in Rider magazine. If you don't know who Clem Salvadori is, you got to look him up. He's awesome. He did a 2-year round-the-world motorcycle trip, and he sold his stories on a freelance basis to different magazines or whatever, and so now that's what he does for a living. He actually rides and writes about it, and that's his whole living, which I think is awesome. It'd be nice to get paid to do this. So, what about time? Well, he said that he likes to be on time for things, and he'll give a friend of his 15 minutes max if he's doing a meetup. And if the person doesn't show up, he's gone. I'm not that huge of a time Nazi. I will try to be there on time, but I grew up in a family where we called it Jones time. My father would say, I'll be over to pick you up tomorrow at 2. He wouldn't show up until the next week at 4. And no explanation, no apologies. It's his way or the highway. I'm not quite that bad. I do make an effort to be there either a little bit early or on time. But I'm like anybody else, I'm late sometimes. Depends on a number of factors. If it's for work and I have to be there, well, shoot, I'm there early. If it's for school, you know, like if I'm teaching a class, I got to be there early, okay. But if it's just you know, let's meet at the mall at 3, not that I ever go to the mall, I'll try to be there about 3. If I'm a couple minutes late, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm usually within 15 minutes. When I was living in Fiji, they called it Fiji time. And they were late by an hour or 2. Sometimes they never even showed up. Nobody ever got mad. I went to the airport once, and the guy told me that the ticket I had was with one airline, but that airline was using the plane of another airline, and they never flew on that day. And so I had to come back the next day. So I just laughed and went home. I went back the next day and flew. Did I get all upset? Nope. I learned that life is too short to get all upset about time. While you're getting all upset about being on time for something, you're missing the scenery, you're missing the fact that you're alive. Enjoy it. Now be reasonable. You don't want anybody to be angry with you for not showing up, because I think in the Western world people do get mad about that. So I show up, generally within a normal amount of time. Now, if I'm waiting for somebody and they don't come, I'll give them about 15 minutes, and if they still don't come, I'll call. So I'll be, reasonably concerned. I hope you're all right, kind of thing. But if they completely diss me, I'm not going to get mad at them and I'm never going to talk to you again. Maybe they forgot. Maybe something came up. I can still do stuff. If I call them and let's say half an hour goes by. All right, well, if I'm waiting for them because I'm going to be at a restaurant, I'll just start eating. If I'm waiting for them because they're going to go for a walk or something, I'll just start walking. And if they call, then I'll walk back. I think people take time way too seriously. Clem was talking about how he hates wasting time. And I guess I can agree when it comes to time that you don't want to spend doing things. Like, he said going to the airport, he hates the airport, and I agree. The airport sucks. If you want to, let's say, I'll give you an example. If I'm going to Boston, it's an hour and a half flight. But I got to leave my house 2 hours early. I got to get to the airport 2 hours early because of the security stuff. And it takes me 45 minutes to get to the damned airport. So my travel day is basically 6 to 7 hours, if not more, between arriving, leaving my house and arriving wherever it is I'm supposed to be up in Boston. And that sucks. In some ways, you think it might actually be easier to just get on the bike and ride. It's more fun anyway. So that kind of waste of time, I definitely understand. Maybe some of you think that watching this video is a waste of time. Oh well. If I'm watching somebody's video and it's not gripping, and it's not absolutely gorgeous, it's just your typical ride where someone is talking about something, then I'll put it on the higher speed. I'll put it on 1.5. They used to have 2, now they just have 1.5. I understood 2. I thought 2 was fine. Anyways, I put it on 1.5 speed. And that way I get through it faster. So this is Bass Lake. Isn't this something? I'll take you up to see it here. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute, jeez. Isn't that nice? All right, it's Mike KW7. I'll talk to you later.